there, everybody. Wow, Jamie, I cannot believe we have come a full year again, and we are right back here at the time of Advent. Advent's a time of preparation, a time of waiting, a time of hope and anticipation, because we are waiting for the birth of the King. And this Advent season,
yes,
I'm super excited about our series because we get to talk about unlikely heroes.
I know, I'm so excited. I mean, the list of heroes is long. So to talk about some unlikely ones is really, I'm very excited about it. Very excited.
I can see because you're definitely wearing a superhero shirt. So I think you might have missed the point.
No, I did not miss the point. In fact, today, so I decided to wear the Incredibles shirt because my thought was unlikely hero. In my opinion, Elastigirl, very much an unlikely hero. People don't give women enough credit. And so, Elastigirl, she wasn't supposed to be like the big guy everybody wanted, Mr. Incredible. But no, Elastigirl, unlikely hero, able to go out in the second Incredibles movie and save the world.
Okay.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to talk more about like Batgirl and Storm and all of those.
Who in the world is Storm?
Ooh, she's from the X-Men movies.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Very unlikely hero. See, so unlikely you didn't even know who she was.
I was say clearly very unlikely, but I still think that you have missed the point.
I don't think so. What unlikely hero were we going to talk about today?
Well, do you remember at the beginning of Advent, like a couple weeks ago, we handed out devotionals. They're available on the table in the narthex. Mm-hmm. This book is full of unlikely biblical heroes that play a role in the story of Christmas. Oh. And so that was our plan, was unlikely biblical heroes.
Oh yeah,
totally. I think you just heard unlikely heroes and skipped over the biblical part because unfortunately Elastigirl and Batgirl and
not
Storm,
talking about those.
No, unfortunately not. We are going to start off with Elizabeth, though.
Oh, I know about Elizabeth.
You do know. Yes. What do you know about Elizabeth, since she's kind of an unlikely biblical hero?
Yeah, Elizabeth was Mary's cousin, Zechariah's wife, John the Baptist's mom. Unlikely hero because she's older. She's might be our age.
She might be our age, which is kind of frightening to think about that we can't have children. But yeah, so why do you think Elizabeth is marked an unlikely biblical hero, though?
Well, part of it is because at her age, whether it's 40, 50, 60, we don't know for sure. Scholars are debating what she could have been. We do know that she probably was not as old as Sarah in the Old Testament when she found out she was pregnant and laughed, where she was like almost 100.
I would too if I was almost 100.
Yeah, we know she wasn't that old, but we don't know for sure. But she did not have children, which at that point in history would have kind of been like a mark against a person. And, she would have walked into town and people would have been like, oh, there's Elizabeth. What did she do wrong? Like, why doesn't she have kids? So she's an unlikely hero because people would not have expected great things to come from Elizabeth because she did not have children.
So at this point, we know that Elizabeth is probably sad, downtrodden, kind of wondering why she doesn't have children. But then she receives the greatest news of all. So God's people are used to kind of waiting, right? At this point in time, God's people were probably giving up hope because the promised Messiah had been promised long ago and still had not yet come.
We're talking hundreds of years between Isaiah's prophecies and then when Jesus was actually born.
So people are giving up hope. People are losing trust. People are just like, I'm over it. Clearly he's not coming. But Elizabeth, unlikely hero, is going to receive the news that she is going to have a baby. And this baby boy is going to restore hope because God's promise is going to come true. So John the Baptist is the forerunner of Jesus Christ. His job is going to come and tell everybody about Jesus, that he's coming, that the Messiah is here, that you need to believe, repent, because Jesus is coming. Our Messiah, the prophecy has been fulfilled, will be fulfilled. It's coming true. So we see that, all these people probably had restored hope and joy and comfort and strength because they finally had been depleted of all their own strength and got out of their minds and knew that Jesus was coming, the promised Messiah.
Yeah, through all of Elizabeth's waiting, she was still faithful. She did not know what to expect from God. She didn't know that she was going to give birth to the forerunner of Christ, but yet she was still faithful. And God rewarded her faithfulness and also blessed her and then all of us because of Elizabeth's faithfulness.
So there you go, Jamie. Our first
Unlikely.
unlikely biblical hero.
Not Elastigirl.
Not Elastigirl. We won't be talking about Batman. We won't be talking about Superman. But each week, through Christmas into Epiphany, we are going to talk about the unlikely biblical heroes that are going to point to that mystery in the manger.
Yep.
It's not a mystery to us anymore, but it's something that we are going to explore a little bit more, learn about more, and take this time to prepare our hearts for the coming of Jesus and to share that good news with everybody around us who might not yet know that the mystery in the manger is the promised Savior.
So if you have this book, it talks about today's unlikely
It does.
heroes on page 3. It would have been yesterday and the day before's little mystery that you got to read about, but you can use this book and look at the mystery in the manger, our unlikely heroes for today, day 3 and day 4 in here. So feel free to take one, share it with a neighbor or a friend, and share the good news.
And don't forget to join us weekly as we unveil another unlikely biblical hero. A blessed Advent season to all of you.